Hola niños, ¿cómo están? Today's letter is la letra T. T. This letter sounds almost like the letter T in English, but it's a little bit softer. To make that soft T sound, try putting your tongue between your teeth when you say T, and then it will soften that sound. Instead of saying T, try T. T. Let's look at some words that begin with the letra T. First we have a fork. You might remember this word from when we talked about el restaurante. A fork is called a tenedor. Tenedor. Next we have a bull. A bull is called a toro. Toro. Next we have a drum. A drum is called a tambor. Tambor. And last, we have a triangle. This is a cognate word. I bet you can guess what it is. A triangle is called a triángulo. Triángulo. So let's look at some more places and people that begin with la letra T. First we have Tegucigalpa. Tegucigalpa. That's a big long word. That's the name of the capital of the country of Honduras. Tegucigalpa is a pretty big city in Honduras, and it sits in a bunch of hills, so it's a pretty city. In Latin America, they love to paint buildings bright colors, and so here's a typical looking city street in Tegucigalpa. In Tegucigalpa, they have beautiful churches with markets around them. This market is selling beautiful flowers. In Latin America, you don't usually go to the grocery store to buy your groceries. You might go to an outdoor market like this one to buy the things that you need. Next, we have a place called Teotihuacan. Boy, these are some hard places to say this time around. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan is an ancient city. It's right outside of Mexico City, and it used to be the biggest city for the Aztecs. Remember when we talked about Mexico City and they were looking for the eagle sitting on a cactus eating a snake? Well, those Aztec people built this ancient city of Teotihuacan when they saw that eagle sitting on a cactus. So today you can still visit Teotihuacan. There are still some pyramids left. These are some of the tallest pyramids in the world. And you can still climb to the top of them, up those stairs. It takes a long time and you have to be in pretty good shape because they are very high up there. But these are the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan. There's a smaller pyramid called the Pyramid of the Moon, and then a very large pyramid called the Pyramid of the Sun. And then there's a whole bunch of little smaller pyramids. And this was the city where the ancient Aztecs used to live. Here's one of the people that they used to think was their god. Do you remember that in ancient Mexico, they thought that their god looked like a snake with feathers, and his name was Quetzalcoatl. This is a picture of him. Can you tell that it sort of looks like a snake face? And then all around his neck are feathers sticking out. You can find carvings like this all over these pyramids. And the cool thing is that they painted them. And you can even see some of the paint left over. Even though these pyramids are hundreds and hundreds of years old, you can tell that the teeth were painted white and that the feathers around his neck were painted a different color. So that's pretty cool that it's lasted all this long time. So it's a neat place to visit right outside of Mexico City, Teotihuacan. Next, we're going to talk about a person. This person's name is Tab Ramos. Tab Ramos. Tab Ramos is a soccer player from the country of Uruguay in South America. He's one of the best soccer players in the whole world. And he's gotten to play soccer in places like Spain, Mexico, and the United States. In the United States, he was one of the very first professional soccer players that we had in this country. He's really, really talented soccer player. So today we're going to be talking about el tiempo. El tiempo means the weather. So we're going to learn to answer the question, ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? What's the weather like today? See if you can practice talking about the weather every day. And we'll see you next time. Adios, amigos.